Hi, I'm Diane McGarry with Drake Arts. With me today are co-host Tom McGarry, artist and writer Judy Krassowski, and ASL interpreter James. Judy is an innovative artist and writer, and she keeps herself happy through creative ventures like making stuff, helping others make stuff, talking about making stuff, and then making more stuff, which I absolutely love. Current work includes focusing on topics and working them to death through a variety of media, from graphite, colored pencils, watercolors, acrylics, through oils and pastels and printmaking. This gives her the freedom to explore media, as well as the luxury of emotional explosion. Some pieces become a response to the world, but her reactive work is coming out in words more than visuals these days. Her first book is The Art Room at the End of the Day. It is a compilation of thoughts from her daily journal at the end of her class days. Its purpose was to work through the process, and Judy is nothing if she's not about the process. There will be more of that to come. A more thoughtful and intent-driven book is coming out this September. My Mother Was a Solidity Queen, an actual true story. Judy always says, I'm done with my duty as a teacher, and I'm thoroughly occupied with looking, watching, observing, because I just don't have that much time left. The time I do have, I've got to use it well, and there's an awful lot to see. Life is short. Hold our heads up and know who we are. Judy, I love that. I know
Well,
exactly what you mean.
it is. It is. We just don't have that much time, kind of look around and see things and do things. And why not? Why not just hold our heads up? We know who we are.
That's
We know
right.
who we are, Diane. We know who we are, Tom. It's just how things go. So why not spend our time well?
Yeah. And
No?
so you're making more stuff and using your time well, which I love.
Ready? Ready? Let's
Yes.
see. Let's see if you know what this could be.
Oh my gosh.
See this? See this? Another new book. Another new
Oh,
book.
wow.
Now, this is The Ancient Primer of Poe. Now, Poe is a cat. Poe, because I don't have grandchildren. I would love to have grandchildren. Hint,
Shh.
hint, hint, hint.
No
But
pressure. No pressure.
it probably, how life goes. Life goes. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I would never presume to tell anybody what to do with their bodies, what to do with their lives, what to do. That's just not how we should be, not how we
Right.
should be. So I will absolutely enjoy hearing about the tussle that my grand kitty Poe had with the bush out in front of the house out in Washington State, and that the neighbor brought the collar back in, and how my son is a little annoyed at the cat, but my daughter-in-law is like, oh, our little man had an argument with the bush out front, again. And it's just, this is how it will be. And then I'll get photos of the cat looking pathetic and sad and like meow and with that. So there's going to be a typical colonial era. Is it colonial era? Maybe not really colonial era. I guess what, in the 1800s, later, mid 1800s, I guess, is when primers came out, the alphabet books,
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember
with
those
ABC and all of that. And
1840s, 1850s. Yes,
that,
as a
yeah.
homeschooling parent, I looked at those and went, oh my gosh.
Okay, so that is the intent. So there's the little cat, right? And that'll be an inside kind of cover thing. And my intent is to have the letter A and decorative letter, like a drop cap kind of thing, with Poe presenting his A plus grade to mom and dad, staying very proudly, sort of an American Gothic portrait, if you will, with the pitchfork and,
Well,
Nick and Whitney standing there very proud with Poe with his A plus grade. standing there. And B, Poe will be a beekeeper, and C, Poe will be a sea captain, inspired by the tall ships, and
Oh,
on
wow.
and so on and so on. And I am having a great time with these little pen and ink illustrations
I
of,
bet you are.
you know, so that will be that. That will be that. So that will be, you'll get to see that, as that kind of comes along. Um, it is not a constant work. It's something that has to be inspired by, ooh, we'll have the glamour cat, for this one, or we will have the jujitsu cat for this one, or let's see, oh, luchador, the little cat as, sort of a Nacho Libre kind of cat, things like that. So when the ideas come, the drawings come and all that. So,
Cool.
but it's really fun. And it was supposed to be a birthday gift for my daughter-in-law. But it will come. It will come.
Well, it's
And
hard to get inspiration for every single letter
it,
all at once.
I changed my mind.
I would never suspect that of you, Judy.
No. But I mean, that's the part of being an artist. That's
It
the part
is.
of being an artist.
So, Judy, sometimes you go back and change something that you thought you had finished, like, one of the letters.
You do, you
Yeah.
do. It could be, I'll tell you, L has changed a number of times, because there was Lucky Cat, because somebody's sitting there, behind a little, playing poker kind of thing. And then the luchador, kind
Oh,
of thing.
yeah.
So it just,
You're
it
not going to include them all?
yes, yes, that's the intent, because it is supposed to be a primer. I want to turn a light on here.
Mm.
We're hoping that this will come on. It's probably going to be all of a sudden like, ah,
No, it's fine. I mean, you look
yeah,
wonderful. So
we're good. Oh, you're very kind. You're
only
very,
truthful. Oh my
see,
gosh.
see, it could be too much. Who knows? Don't be shocked. But this is also part of being an artist. We have surprises kind of here and there. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows?
So
It's
as I
always
recall, you were never
experimental. This
satisfied
would
with,
be, see, it's an adventure. It's always an adventure. What
yeah.
can we say? What can we say? We'll do that. And we'll back it up, and, you know, this will be an adventure for whoever else comes next. Can I say? What can I say? So anyway, yeah, so that's one of the things. The book, let's see, this is Thoughts from the Art Room at the End of the Day, is indeed a collection of notes. You know how on your phone there is a notes app, right? I don't know what you keep in your notes app. I keep lists, I keep grocery list, I keep to-do list, I keep things that, oh, there that goes again. I keep things that I intend on doing. I'll just do this one more time and that'll be that. Okay, we'll settle on that one. I keep things that I need to do. I keep websites. I keep phone numbers, screenshots, what have you. And when I was teaching, I would put in there, oh, pretend obituaries.
Wow.
For the bad
Things
students or the
that
good students?
I'll
Or
tell
for
you,
whom?
just things that lesson plans, things that I would just kind of feel were necessary to my sanity at the end of the day. If there were students that were particularly uh, saucy, particularly difficult during the day, you just kind of needed to deal with it. And I would do it through writing, just kind of, this is what had to happen. And you know, see how that would work. So one of them, I'll read you one of the obituaries if you would like a sneak
Sure,
Sure,
yeah.
of
please.
this. Okay. So this is about Calliope. This is Calliope Henworth. And this says, having fed the fish, the cats, and the budgies, setting the bag of Munchables on the front porch for the dogs and the squirrels, and turning off the stove, Calliope Eleanor, traditional spelling, Henworth, née Krasimowicz, 67, took her cup of steaming water with a new licorice tea bag and sat down in the most comfortable of her three lazy boys to contemplate the business of dying. She was the dutiful daughter of the travel president and his sainted wife, who together hung in there for a collective 191 years. There were some good moments, but in the long run, it was indeed a long run. Calliope leaves behind some folks. She was the birth mother of three handsome devil sons and their respective SOs, caregiver and mentor, to 14 varietal children who came and left the familial domicile throughout life in the easternmost part of Stillborough County, and was never so happy as when everyone was confined to their homes during the world pandemic of '09. Ah, good times. An artist from her first firehouse poster days, Calliope never quite mastered the craft of editing and spoke too much too soon, and it showed. Her walls were covered with works in progress. Many were finished, and as no one wanted to see that, she stopped entering shows and turned to raising herbs, spices, and writing from home. Mindful of her childhood friend Millicent, with her doting husband, 5 children, 22 grandchildren, and 8 great-grandchildren, Calliope took to road trips and hotels, finding company in new folks and roadside attractions. She always said there wasn't an exit she didn't like, as she did want to be interred under as she didn't want to be interred under any rock hard slab. The distribution of her ashes, compacted into these neat little pinky rings, will take place at her favorite beach walk in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, which, although never actually visited by her, just by her eldest son, seemed like a nice place to go. Distribution at the Would You Be My Neighbor Hotel and Christmas Tree Farm on February 29th, 2057 at 6 p.m. on the Sunset Cliff, followed by braised rib squares, asparagus, and creme brulee dinner in the Wine Attic Annex so that mourners can chuck a rock or two into the ocean while getting Calliope out of their systems. Have a good time, enjoy the wine, and remember, word always gets back.
Mm.
So I wrote little things like that. And then my students did illustrations
Oh,
as
wow.
to what Calliope looked like and all that kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
So that's, yeah, like kind of stuff like that. So little things would show up in my notes app. And what I thought was, you know what? I'm going to put them into a collection and make them into a book.
Mm.
So that's what the book contains, is this haphazard collection of stuff. The next book that will be Thoughts from the Art Room at the End of the Day, Part 2, contains actual lesson plans.
Oh, wow.
That is much more helpful to teachers who think that they're going to take a look at the first book and it's going to be lesson plans. And they're like, oh, this isn't
Yeah,
what
no.
I wanted. That's actual lesson plans and things that they can use in the classroom. And then the third book is My Mother Was a Sodality Queen. And a sodality is a religious club, a religious group, similar to the Knights of Columbus, but for women in the Byzantine faith, in the Eastern Rite of the Catholic Church.
The Byzantine Catholics.
Byzantine Catholic, yes, yes. So in the Catholic Church, there's the Roman Catholic Rite, which is under the Pope. Byzantine Catholic is also under the Pope, but more Slavic, more Greek, more guilty. Okay. So my mother, when she was considerably younger and single, was the president of the Eastern Coastal States Sodality.
Oh, wow.
So she was one of the single young women whose goal was to keep everyone as pure and pristine as possible for as long as possible, and in dedication to honoring the Blessed Virgin Mary and Mother Mary and all of the different aspects of Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, and to be very prayerful and all of that good Catholic Girls Guide stuff.
That's a lot to carry.
So it is. So I thought in finding all of these things that we did during my mother's older years and after she had passed on, and in growing up with all of that, it might be kind of a cool thing to honor her with all of her stories.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What a gift, Judy. That's a really,
So it's a very fun thing. It's very, very fun. And she had a lot of good stories and a lot of good, a lot in her legacy. So we're going to kind of put all of that together. So that's the written part of things. The art part of things comes with uh, some inspiration from my children, from things that they've looked at, things that they've seen. My eldest son is married now. Since from the last time that we've talked, everyone has been very busy. Um, he's now married, and he and his wife live in Brooklyn and have their busyness being occupied with some Broadway and some video game and sound design work, and um, just being very New York, being very, very much New Yorkers and enjoying their married life there. My middle son and his wife live in Washington State in Olympia and are occupied with, let's see, climate change and paying attention to living without AI. We are not AI supporters for the monetary purposes of AI. Let's put it that way. We might admire the innovation behind it, but do not like the attack on creativity that it does. We prefer human beings.
yeah.
We like human beings very much. And we prefer, as a family, to support human creativity. And my son and daughter-in-law like that very, very much. So they are very grassroots people in Washington State and support that. So they are there. And my youngest son is a chef in Manchester, New Hampshire, and enjoys feeding people and taking care of people and doing all of that. So they are always inspiration for the kind of work I do. My middle son and his wife were out on a walk and found a particularly interesting tree and sent a photo of that. And that tree looking very, the middle of it looking very grumpy and angstful. When we looked at it, had another face on top of that and had more faces on the side and another part, and yielded a painting from me, and then another painting and another painting. So that's where the painting this tree to death kind of came up. So that's in my Google Slides that I
Wow.
had put together. So yeah, it's pretty cool bean stuff. I'm gonna see
Have you
if
had
I can.
problems? I'm going to ask you a question related to this. I wanted to ask you about the AI. Have you had problems with your students using that instead of the creativity they need for your artwork?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Had problems with students um, creating artwork with it, jumping right over using AI as a launch pad to using AI as a substitute for their work, thinking that because they did the prompt, because they wrote the prompt, because they suggested an idea that it was okay to use AI as the brush, as the pencils, as the tool.
No.
And no, 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 no.
Oh, but how do you get that across to them?
You
The
say no,
understanding of, well, I mean,
you know?
what is real creativity? Is it that they're inhibited or concerned that they're not good enough, or have they just never done something?
They are just so excited that, well, this is a tool, this is an art tool. And you say to them, no, this is an artificial brain, this is an artificial intelligence that is not that. It is not you.
Yeah.
This is not you. This
It's
is,
not really a brain because brain, yeah,
it is not the same. It is not
yeah,
the same. You have to identify it as artificial intelligence. You cannot say, this is my work. This is not your work.
yeah,
This is something else that was created by something else. And it's an accumulation it's an accumulation of accumulated fact,
Mm.
you know? So although it's really interesting and it has its place, it has, in my frame of reference, it has its place in accumulating data. It has its place in sorting. It has its place for things that can be very useful in a fact-based world. In a creative world, it can suggest, it can compile.
mm.
I don't think it can play creator. I think that's where there's a danger.
Well, it doesn't think, right?
No,
It doesn't feel, and it mirrors a lot.
yeah, yes, yes. So I don't have an appreciation for that leaping over to say, wow, what a fantastic piece of artwork. I would say, what an what a fantastic image that that technology came up with.
Yeah,
Now, what can you as a human being do with that? What can you come up with from that? You know?
yeah.
And how can you say this was AI inspired? This, add to that. Don't just simply claim it as your own. I know it's not a popular opinion.
Oh no, I
Now,
share it.
you
I share
know,
it. It's
I
it's a
think,
slippery slope is what's happening. And
mhm,
I mean there are, not to go off too much of this as a tangent, but there are professors now who are bringing in manual typewriters, not even electric typewriters,
mhm.
and having their students do their work on those because they don't trust them
Well,
to
there
think.
is something to be said for tactile. There is something to be said for writing on your own and having that connection from your hand, your fingers, your hand,
Right.
through, muscle memory to your brain. There is something to be said for that.
Well,
For
there's
that.
a lot to be said for that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I do. I do. I've done Palmer method exercises, cursive exercises with my students, and they've complained. Why? And I said, because look at your signature. Is that
Yeah.
Did they
this?
know what cursive was before you started teaching this?
A couple of them did. A couple
Huh.
of them did. Many of them did not. Many of them knew what hoops and loops are.
Mm.
And I didn't know what didn't realize that hoops and loops was a writing
Huh.
method. You
Oh,
know,
I didn't know
Yeah.
that either. Huh.
yeah, yeah. But I showed them Palmer method, the repeated overhand and then the backward kind of things, and doing, T's, 1, 2, 3,
Sure.
4, 5 T's, and crossing the T's and dotting the I's. And I said to them, you can make art from this. You can use this as repeated patterns. You can do this with pen and ink. There are so many things that you can do, cross hatching and hatching and stipple, and it can be great fun. So why not?
Why not
Try it
indeed?
by hand, by hand.
So I am going to have to cut you off there. Thank you so much for taking the time with us today, Judy. I look
Oh,
forward to
you're
seeing
welcome. It's
your
always
creative
fun.
stuff. I know.
Always fun. I'll
During
send you the slides.
Good,
Just
good.
yeah.
During our September Art Saturday. Um, if you'd like to see this too, please register at our website, draketarts.com. We'd also like to thank all of our sponsors for making this and all of our programs possible. Please tell them thank you. If you'd like to become a sponsor or donate, please email us at draketarts@gmail.com or visit our website. For more information about our Art Saturdays and our other programs, our neighborhood talks, etc., visit our website, draketarts.com. This and all our programs are archived on the Drake It Arts YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@DrakeItArts. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.